Tactics are the actions that you put into a sequence in your strategy, and all the tactics, one after another, put out in a thoughtful sequence, is your strategic plan. The main rule for tactics, going back to the strategy chart, is that the tactics need to be ones that build your constituency and reflect what your constituency want. They need to show your power and create influence with the decision maker to move them. They should build your organization in order to win your demands, so that all the parts fit together. Now, what often happens is people think of tactics first, with reason, and often that works and is a great way to start. An unarmed black man is killed or shot. We're going down to the police station or the mayor's office. Hands up, don't shoot. Brilliant tactic, brilliant approach, and changing the conversation around the country. And then the tactical discussion with strategy would say, what are the steps of what comes next? How do we build on that so that we win and there's less murder, less killing of all, as well as of unarmed black men? So on tactics, the key is that they are ones your constituency wants, and what works for one constituency may or may not work with another. I was with a group of seniors who said, well, let's all, this is from one woman who had her walker. I feel I'm ready to join her fairly soon. But we're moving the walker, and then she's going to take her cane and say, don't undermine health care. Don't undermine health care. And then she acts out what the impact of undermining health care would be for her in her life. Very effective. Now, if we had teenagers doing the same thing, not so effective. You need the tactic that fits with your constituency. The other thing is the tactics should probably be ones that are fun, that embolden your people so that they feel more confident, ready to go on the next time. Have them on your territory, not just the others. When we went to downtown with the child care fight, it was very intimidating going into City Hall, very intimidating. But when we had meetings in community centers in each city council district, we were on our territory, on streets that people were comfortable with. So the tactics, here were some of the tactics that we used. We had internal training, and training like this and other kinds is a key part of organizing. We met with the city itself, the city officials. We met in people's own districts and churches and YWCAs. We had hearings. We had some official hearings in those districts. We had rallies. We had a hearing in City Hall, personal stories. We had the churches and other congregations, synagogues would also integrate this into their sermons. Those were some of our tactics. Right now, I'm in the fight on against the tax cuts for the millionaires, billionaires, and largest corporations that will lead to cuts in Medicare, Medicaid, and education. By the way, right now I'm in a fight against the tax cuts for the millionaires, billionaires, and largest corporations that will lead to cuts in Medicare, Medicaid, and education. Have I told you that I am in a fight right now against the millionaires and billionaires and largest corporations who will get tax cuts that will just lead to cuts in Medicare, Medicaid, and education? We tested out and knew that that was an effective message. And on message, repetition is your friend. I don't know if I've told you this, but repetition is your friend. By the way, I wanted to ask you, what is your friend? Repetition. Oh, and what is repetition? My friend. Ah, okay, wonderful. At least we, the obvious made explicit. You know, McDonald's says they need to show an ad 7 times before people even remembered they saw an ad. Message is important, that it's on our terrain, our terms, and we know what hits people. The thing about that particular message is it's a trade-off message. It's not just no money for the millionaires, billionaires, and largest corporations, which would be bad enough, but it's how it hits regular people. How does it hit our interest? Because the key question under constituency is really our values and our self-interest. So message is crucially important, and the trade-off, it will lead to cuts in Medicare, Medicaid, and education, and then fill in the blank, child nutrition, or whatever else. We're going to move to the last section of this program. And there'll be time for more discussion later. And for that, we'll be taking about 10 minutes with two of the most skilled organizers of the next generation. Lindsay McCluskey